Hi, my name is Bob Smith, and I am running for president in 2020 as a Democrat. During my speech, I will be talking about three important issues. These are immigration, education, and economics. My stance on immigration is parallel to all my fellow Democrats. I am representing all immigrants who feel attacked by former President Donald Trump. Instead of calling people immigrants, I prefer the term dreamers because they are coming to this great country in hopes of a new and better life. My fellow peers and I were inspired by President Obama and how he let hundreds of thousands of dreamers receive temporary status in order to contribute to communities. I will continue to make sure that families do not get separated at the border, and I will work on a new plan that can fix our immigration system by targeting criminals and not separating families. As a Democrat, I believe that we as a nation need to treat everyone with respect and welcome all different types of immigrants. Next, I would like to talk about my stance on education. I want to make sure that future generations have the best education possible and should have the best opportunity to reach their full potential. I believe that the best way to do this is to increase access to education and create more federal programs that help students. I believe that it is essential for every child to have an amazing public education and for college to be affordable for everyone. Democrats in general want to increase the college graduation rate, and we realize that education is an issue that tears our country apart, but that should not be the reason that it lacks funds. Lastly, I would like to share my stance on the economy. I believe that the economy needs to help every single citizen, not just the top 1%. I want to create jobs that support small businesses and cut taxes for working class families, while making sure the wealthy pay their fair amounts. Every American should have the same opportunity to succeed, and I will not stop fighting for a fair economy that helps the middle and lower class, not just the wealthy. Thank you for your time. Hello, my name is Joe Schmo, and I am running as a Republican to be your 2020 president. The three major planks I will be discussing are immigration, education, and the economy. As a Republican, immigration is a major issue for us today. What makes America work is the American worker, and therefore our immigration system needs to support all its citizens, including legal immigrants. It is time for Americans to put America first and end illegal immigration. Illegal immigration is dangerous to everyone because it hurts taxpayers, but most importantly, it insults immigrants who want to come to America legally. I will continue to push for more security at the border and to continue on with the plans of building a wall. Illegal immigration will drastically decrease with me as your president. I am not saying that Republicans are against immigrants. We are against illegal immigration. Next, education plays a major role in our society. Republicans believe that there should be less federal government in education, like getting rid of federal student loans and replacing them with private loans. Also, I believe that our education system needs to benefit students who have achieved higher things, rather than giving grants to the less deserving. Students who take more difficult courses should be rewarded for their commitment to education. This way, students are enticed to take advanced courses and will hopefully continue on with their education. Lastly, the economy is the backbone of this country. I believe there needs to be an establishment of a pro-growth tax. This means that when taxes penalize investment, they will be lowered. Also, the economy should be considered rather competitive. There is a competition for equal jobs, and a private investment is key to building up to the economy. Remember, vote Joe Schmo for the 2020 president. Hi, I am Jacob Harris, and I'm hoping to be the next 2020 president representing the Green Party of North America. As my fellow politicians, I will also be talking about my immigration policy, my education policy, and my economic policy. Immigration is what founded this country, so I believe there should be permanent border passes to all citizens of Mexico. This means that work permits would be easy to receive, and this would eliminate the crisis of undocumented immigrants. It also makes sure that all taxes would be paid. Also, it is better to give undocumented immigrants a chance to become a citizen before sending them out of the country. I believe that immigrants should not be blamed for social and economic problems because they are trying to have the best life for their families. Next, my education policy. I think that every school should have equal funding and that it is the federal government's job to ensure that. Also, all students and parent loans should be forgiven and free college tuition should be given. I also want to add more diversity to the education system by adding more variety of arts and physical education. Lastly, my stance on the economy. There is still a massive wealth inequality, and that needs to be fixed first. Millions of Americans own homes with negative equity, and in the long run, this will destroy our economy. I would like to increase affordable housing and protect people who rent homes' rights. I will use vacant housing to shelter the homeless and pursue more eco-efficient housing efforts. Make sure to vote for me, Jacob Harris, as your 2020 president. My fellow Americans, do not be afraid. I am Nicholas Hans and I represent the Communist Party, and I am going to be your president in 2020. Like my fellow competitors, I am explaining my policies on immigration, education, and economics. As a diehard communist, my companions and I believe that the rights of all people, including immigrants, need to be represented. I am opposed to guest worker programs because they exploit thousands of immigrants. Instead of trying to deal with immigrants on U.S. soil, we should be focusing on why immigrants are coming to us and how we can help that country. Next, my stance on education. My partners and I have agreed that there needs to be a new deal on public education. This would let the federal government provide assistance to everyone that wants an education. I would also like to reduce class sizes and teacher-to-student ratios so that each student is given more individual time. Lastly, I would remove class and race in the education system so that the American youth can benefit. Diversity is not the issue. It should be embraced, and that way everyone can learn from one another. The economy would be severely changed for the better if I was elected. I believe that the power in the country belongs to the working class and that the top 1% should not be able to rule the country. Socialism is a major aspect, and since the top percent have so much extra money, they can afford to pay more taxes in order to make sure the country prospers. The extra money would go to the working classes, giving them power and status in the country. Working class people, please vote for me for the 2020 election so that I can improve your economic status. Hi, my name is Huey Louie, and I am running as a Libertarian candidate in the 2020 election. My 3 planks that are most important to me are immigration, education, and lastly, economics. As a Libertarian, I believe that as long as an immigrant is peaceful, they should be allowed to travel freely because they are seeking a better life. No matter where immigrants come from, they took the risk and they are trying to make their lives better. Us Libertarians are proud that these immigrants view America as a place of freedom, stability, and prosperity. Next, my stance on education. I am advocating for a free market education. This means that parents and students would make choices that involve their education, not the government. The one-size-fits-all education does not work because everyone is unique. The government should not be telling its citizens what type of education they need, and they should allow people to choose for themselves. The economy is a major issue that needs to be fixed. Libertarians believe that all people should be allowed to offer goods and services on the market without government interference. The free market allows for a lot of opportunity for all different types of people. The only role of government is to protect people's rights. There should be no place for government in the economy, and everything should be privatized. If you want the government out of your life, vote Huey Louie for president.